The rains began, and so did the problems associated with it.
The rain has taken the railways down there. You saw a little children there. One of the children was dead.
One person was reported dead, many more missing, others displaced. The Ghana Meteorological Agency said the nation should expect more. Ghana's COVID-19 case count hits beyond 10,000. Many are getting infected.
Now, what we realize is more people are getting ill from COVID-19. We used to see a lot more asymptomatic persons in the past, but now we are seeing more symptomatic people now, which is a worry. It shows that more people are staying home till they are really ill before they present to the health facility and are diagnosed with COVID.
Treatment centers are stretched and patients are being asked to go home. The minority has a recommendation on how the country can manage the situation.
That we believe that to have got a good database to actually make decisions we are making, in order to do mass testing, you need rapid test kits, which give you results within 2 to 4 hours. And one would have hoped by now, in all this time that this has been going on, some kits would have been given to the FDA, which would have approved them to say that, look, these are good test kits that can be used, and it would have got quite a few of them into the system. And as this,
Komla Adom was granted exclusive access to observe the burial of some persons who've died from COVID-19.
Just ensuring that these bodies are properly disposed of.
From the last 7th day up to today, and we are still on it. Lot is there. We persistently carry this exercise every week, and today we're burying 5 at a go.
The relatives of the dead are not happy.
Angry relatives at the Rage Hospital will not allow the AMA officials and our crew to get close. They accuse health officials of not properly handling their relatives. 3 of their relatives have died from COVID in separate instances, but none of the close contacts has been tested. It's been almost 40 days since our mother died. They say she died of COVID, yet nobody has been to her home.
The Ghana Medical Association wants testing of healthcare workers to be prioritized. Contact tracing and testing has been stepped up in the Western region, Ghana's COVID-19 hotspots. On the streets, enforcement of mask wearing is facing some resistance.
You are protected right now, and the purpose of the nose mask is for me, maybe not to transfer in case I'm even infected or not to contract. But since you are wearing, you are protecting myself and yourself.
Come, let's stop deceiving each other. Let's just be realistic. At least, out of the 1,000 or 10,000 people that Nigeria has, why can't we identify one single one as a friend? That's it. Mistakenly, you first see this is corona. People are dying of hunger and they'll say it's corona.
Leadership of Parliament's COVID-19 team is frustrated.
Some people have elected, after contact is made with them, to ignore the appeal from the team, and they visit Parliament.
And they are still with us on the floor of the House. He goes ahead to say that there are some staff that he saw yesterday interacting with members of Parliament who have tested positive. How did he get to know now? All of a sudden now he knows. How did he get to know? And who is he reporting to?
Parliament, through majority decision, gave permission to the EC to use the Ghana card and passport as a source document for the registration. Before that, the EC has set the 20th of June to begin the mass voters registration exercise. But by Thursday, the NDC had withdrawn its request, asking the Supreme Court to stop the EC from compiling a new voters register.
The opposition NDC, in its case in the court, had made the point that the Electoral Commission does not have the power to compile a new register. They also make the point that should the court even rule that the Electoral Commission can compile a new voters register. The EC should allow persons who intend to use their existing voters ID card as proof of identification that they are citizens and they are of 18 years of age, should be allowed to use those cards to get onto the electoral roll.
Lots of cases were heard this week, all because some persons were disqualified to partake in the upcoming MPP primaries.
Yo, regional, yo, national, yo, on the post,
The party's national organizer admits they may have delayed in engaging the disqualified aspirants.
We are also using the opportunity to also educate and sound a word of caution that the party's disciplinary procedures are still in force, and anybody who runs contrary to the dictates and provisions in our constitution will also be dealt with.
Member of Parliament's Finance Committee, Isaac Adongo, had a lot to say about the loss of revenue at the country's ports.
Nobody has a complete overview of what is happening at the port, and we have brought back the long room type of operations to the port in order to facilitate under-high dealings and loss of revenue into private pockets.
A pastor was arrested for threatening to kill the EC boss. Some illegal narcotic substances were found in him, and the minority accused the police for planting those substances. But Chairman of Parliament's Defence and Interior Committee, Seth Echampong, said this is not true.
I would beg my colleagues in the minority to be clear on the facts. The modus operandi, we all understand. The standard operating procedures of the security services varies.
In a related development, the police discovered an illegal cannabis cultivating enclave in the Sojaman district of the Eastern region. Araba Kumsin brought us a hotline documentary titled The Media, a Virus and Survival.
As a manager of one of the country's popular newspapers, he has had to take some tough decisions.
We need to cut down on the hours of production so that we save production costs, electricity, transportation, fueling. We need to cut down on a lot of these things.
43-year-old Agnes Dogbe, who got an overwhelming support from around the world after her story on breast cancer was aired, has died. Help perhaps came too late. Rest well, Agnes. And that's a wrap of the week with me, Hannah Odami.